world of YouTube. Tearful Sight here. In my long battle of depression with YouTube. I have to be very careful now what I post. And literally have to go back to this. But I haven't done one of these videos in a while. I mean, I have done talk videos, but covering some stuff though on a video I just posted about Tiny Tim. And in my video for Tiny Tim, I did say that I was going to look into something, maybe if there was something dark and sinister. I didn't put it in them words, but I did mention it. I also mentioned how that guy ate, seeds, raw vegetables. Oh, and I forgot to mention, he consumed a lot of honey. Oh yeah, honey. And he put them in his nuts. And for that being said, I have now pissed off the vegan community. Because of the simple fact that what I've been seeing, not facts. People say, you're not giving facts. No, my things on my channel are thoughts, theories, and ideas. I don't bring the facts. I don't bring any of the truth unless it's written and I can prove it. I bring into my mind what I think of things that have happened. And I believe because Tiny Tim consumed a lot of raw vegetables, raw honey, and seeds, yes, I do believe that could have led to his demise of heart attack. But I have gotten people saying that he was something about John Denver, and John Denver committed suicide, unless there's another dark, sinister story on that I don't know about, but he pretty much right. Committed suicide as far as I know. And then someone mentioned Whitney Houston. John Denver didn't overdose. Houston did overdose, but why the hell would that be and make any sense to bring Whitney Houston? And there was another name, I don't even know, but there were other comments that came up talking about, pretty much to say he was kind of like murdered. I mean, I'm going to see how this video goes about vegans. Because I have just pissed off the vegan community. But as you see, thoughts, theories, and ideas on this vegan stuff, I'm not sitting here friggin' saying, oh, everybody gonna eat that, you're gonna die. But there's been a lot of deaths that I've, heard about on the frickin' news. Or in, say like the Hollywood Insider. These people that are not putting meat into their diet. And yes, I will admit they do kind of do some funky stuff with the meat these days. And even putting carbon monoxide in it to make it look fresh and red and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? They used to put friggin' radiation in oatmeal to see what would happen to mentally challenged people. So, you know what? You're never going to get out of the government's way of being a friggin' guinea pig testing rat in this world. They're going to continue to make us do this, to make us do that. And until we get the proper person in that office out there in Washington, D.C., which you will never get. You will never get. And you want to know why? Because anybody that goes into that position, well, if I get killed for it. Crooked. Y'all got some dark secrets crawling around in your closets. And I'll tell you something. I know a lot of stuff that I've learned and that I've seen with my own eyes. So, about vegans and what I see with the eyes, not what I am lying about, not giving no false facts. All I know is a lot of people I've seen or heard pass away, and they didn't have no meat in their diet. Probably gross everybody out, but I remember the first time my mother was cooking hamburgers and literally rolled up a ball of hamburger and handed it to me. And from that day on, man, whoo, yeah. I always go sneaking in the pot for some raw hamburger. And if anybody don't know this, and I'm not insulting your intelligence if you do, but Native Americans used to eat raw meat from their kill. And I don't think they would be putting that in movies as it didn't happen. Because there was a scene with, I believe it was Denzel Washington. And he was in conflict with a Native American, but he was trying to bring the peace, of course. And that, when that Native American handed him a nice raw, fresh piece of kill meat. When they did that back then, I'm sure there's natives out there that will back up my words to say that if they did that, they were doing it for respect and, giving you like a peace treaty offer. Like to say, here, I feel no threat. Share with me. So, with that being said, meat has always been, a part of a great meal. Even though, natives ate a lot of salmon too. But they always had their meat. So, anyways, before I get off track of what I was talking about. Tiny Tim. Yes, I do believe there could be some dark, sinister things behind that man's death for the simple fact that the way he sang. I mean, I wanted to do a video on his expressions, his and he had a deep voice, mind you, and if you go through the Tiny Tim videos on YouTube, you can find him singing in a deep voice, and it's pretty damn deep. But he chose to sing, with that high pitch. And of course, back then, I would honestly say that a man kind of like singing like a woman wasn't too taken kind of back then, of course. Excuse me. How judgmental people are. And I don't know if it had to do, if there was anything sinister, the way he was singing about stuff. If people took it offensive. How can I say this? I mean, I'd have to go into his music and listen to. I mean, of course, everybody's got his Tiptoe Through the Tulips popular due to a friggin' serial killer type old thing that YouTube has, but people think it's deranged that this person's singing like this. But you gotta remember, I would honestly say, That's one thing I wanted to do, was to go over to try and give my thoughts, theories, ideas, not the facts, about his mental health. And I can say that he had an intellectual disability. He could have had autism, and I don't think that I know of he was ever tested. And I mean, that's why people were probably thinking, what the hell's wrong with this man? Or, he's not a man, he must be a woman, or, you know. But even though he sang one time in a video that I seen with a deep voice, I mean, you couldn't say he was a woman. And at that, I can't even say if he even had an Adam's apple. But all in all, you can, excuse me, have to really think and really wonder, you know, what was going on in that man's mind. With, you know, and I'm talking about, right, mental health. And I could tell right away when I heard him talking and how he pronounced himself. And like I said, I think it was the Johnny Carson show he was on, or maybe, I can't even say Ed Sullivan. No, it was Johnny Carson. Because Ed Sullivan didn't take interviews, right? He just showed off the music. But I mean, just for the simple fact that that man had something, you know, loose in his head, as they would call it back in the day. You know, some guy's losing a couple of nuts and bolts, you know, type thing. If there was anything sinister that happened to him, I think that's what could have provoked it. Unless in his music, like I was saying, maybe he had subliminal messages given in his lyrics, and say so the government was catching on or something, or I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really catch a lot of his music. You know, as a kid, I did hear that song on the radio, and it did kind of freak me out type thing. And I mean, even today, it just gives you that eerie feeling, and you're sitting there like, whoa, what the fuck? You go listening to the whole thing. He's got a ukulele. And I mean, I'm not trying to bash anybody on their mental health. Because if you have it, there's nothing you can do about it. Especially I have it. But, you know, call me crazy, but I do believe that there was something, you know, whether he was intellectually disabled or maybe even had autism. But you got to remember, people like that, autism, are very smart in other ways. And whether or not he, you know, couldn't find himself only in the way he could put himself into music. I mean, that's what autism does. Because, right, you can't find yourself. You're just always doubting yourself. And I met some people with autism, and I see how they act. You know, you feel damn bad for them kids, man. And I had one, because my son had this CARES Club thing he got into. It sucks that he got in late and missed a whole lot of it. Because they interact with families, they interact with, you know, with the kids. And that's where the ball games came in. I was at the Woo Sox. Went to the Museum of Science. It was all for the kids. And, you know, this one kid always come up to me, and he didn't even hardly know me. He's over there fist pumping, and he would be talking to me, and I could understand what he was saying, but you could definitely tell he had autism, and you just, you know, how he would, you know, go about conversation-wise. And man, every time he left, I just shook my head like, I wish this wasn't a thing, you know. And I think that's what Tiny Tim could have had. some type of autism or autism. Because, I mean, the way he talked and the way he, and do this thing, it was like, but back then we didn't really know all about this. Back then, I'm surprised, honestly, that guy didn't get thrown into a mental institution for the stuff he did. Because, right, it was just off back in them days. So, with that being said, and if there is nothing sinister, I don't care what anybody says. That vegan stuff and what I've seen, heard on the news, people dying, and a lot of them were health fanatics at a young age. Come on. Say what you will. Them are your thoughts, theories, ideas. Some people are saying right in the comments, oh, people live long and healthy lives, and, they're bashing me because I'm just giving out some kind of... I'm not trying to scare nobody. No one's going to change for me anyways, so I don't think anybody's going to listen to me, but it will give you something to think about, and it has. Got a lot of comments here about this. But, of course, everybody has their opinion. Everybody has their freedom of speech. And like I said, I don't bring facts to this channel. I bring thoughts, theories, ideas. That's it. So, I don't know why everybody got to come on here and tell me, you're wrong, you're stupid, you're wrong. No, not wrong. I'm not saying anything that's wrong. Because they're thought, theories, ideas. They're not actual stuff. Questions, answers. They're not actual. They're not legit. They're just thoughts, theories, ideas. Once again, how many times I got to keep mentioning it until people understand what my channel's all about. But until that next video, be safe. Take care. You are what you are. You are what you eat. You are who is. And, you know what? Don't ever change for nobody. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't take things into consideration and think about it when you hear me talk. But, like I said, I'm not here to change the world. I'm here to try and bring some ease, peace. You know what? It's war shit, this road rage shit, this hate thy neighbor, changing the 10 Commandments shit. It's just getting old and ridiculous. And if you can't obey by the rules of God, 10 Commandments, then mind your business. There's always ways you can just put that tunnel vision sight on and go about minding your own damn business, right? Other than that, y'all be safe. Be well. Out.